Hello friends, welcome to next lecture in kinematics of machines. So in today's video lecture, we shall see the tabular method of determining velocity ratio of epicyclic gear train. That is, in this video lecture, we shall see the procedure or the steps to determine the velocity ratio of epicyclic gear train using tabular method. Friends, please stay tuned with this video lecture. Before we begin with this lecture, I request you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not yet subscribed. Click the bell icon for the latest notification of the videos on this YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram and like our Facebook page, Mechanical Engineering Tutorials. The links are in the description below. So friends, let's begin with the video lecture. Friends, on the screen you can see is the epicyclic gear train. That is, we have gear 1 and gear 2 and there is an arm B connecting the center, that is O1 and O2. So in the previous lecture we have discussed about epicyclic gear train and what are the different types of epicyclic gear trains, and also we have seen the different types of gear trains. So you can refer to the video which will appear on the top right corner as the YouTube iCard. Now friends, in this epicyclic gear train, we come across three cases. The first case is we fix O1 and O2, that is arm B remains fixed. Then this system becomes a simple gear train, that is when O1 rotates in counterclockwise direction, O2 will rotate in clockwise direction and position of arm B will be fixed. The second case will be when O1 is fixed and O2 is free, then along with the rotation of small wheel in clockwise direction, the arm and the small wheel together will rotate in counterclockwise direction, as you can see in this arrow. The third case will be you release the O1 and fix O2, then the larger gear 1 and this arm will rotate in clockwise direction. So with this concept of epicyclic gear trains in mind, we make some assumptions. So the first assumption we make is the arm B is fixed, that is we keep this arm B fixed, that is O1 and O2 is also fixed. Then this gear 1 rotates in counterclockwise direction is the second assumption. So here with respect to the direction of rotations, we have sign convention, that is we take the RPM or the rotation or revolutions as positive when the gear rotates in counterclockwise direction, and we take it as negative when the gear rotates in clockwise direction. So now with these assumptions we start with the steps. So as the arm B is fixed, the speed of arm B will be 0. We give X rotations to this gear 1 in counterclockwise direction. So N1 will be plus X. So counterclockwise positive. So it will be plus X. Speed of the gear 2, that is N2, will be minus X into T1 by T2. Minus is because it is in clockwise direction. So this RHS is obtained using the velocity ratio equation, that is N1 by N2 is equal to T2 by T1. That is the ratio of speed of gear 1 to the speed of gear 2 will be equal to the ratio of number of teeth on gear 2 to that of the number of teeth on gear 1. We substitute for N1 as plus X here. So X by N2 will be equal to T2 by T1. We simplify this and we have N2 as X into T1 by T2. Now you may ask me, here we have got this as positive but here it is negative. The negative sign will be because it is in clockwise direction. So we take this as minus X and this is nothing but the value En2. Next we shall see the next step here. So here the mechanism is locked and is turned through a number of revolutions. The relative motions between the arm B and gear 1 and gear 2 will remain constant. So the locked system is turned through Y revolutions in anti-clockwise direction. So the complete system is turned through Y revolution in anti-clockwise direction. So the revolution made by arm B will be NB equal to Y. Then revolutions made by gear 1, we already know it was X, and when the system rotates with Y, it will be X plus Y, and plus is because the whole system is rotating in counterclockwise direction. N2 was minus X into T1 by T2. To this we add that Y, so that will be the speed of this small wheel. So since gear 2 rotates in anti-clockwise direction about the center O1, so now the gear 2 rotates in clockwise direction about center O2, but about center O1 it rotates in counterclockwise direction. So the total value will be positive. So all these steps we just put in the table form. So here you can see the table, that is the tabulation. So we have the column serial number, condition of motion, then the motion of elements. So we take here elements, that is arm B, that is speed of B, speed of gear 1 and speed of gear 2. So if there are other gears, the columns will go on increasing. So that we shall see when we take up the examples. So the first condition of motion, as I said, the arm B will be fixed and gear 1 rotates through plus 1 revolution in counterclockwise direction. So speed of arm will be 0. Speed of gear 1 will be plus 1 because it is rotating through plus 1 revolutions in counterclockwise direction. And N2 will be minus T1 by T2. Instead of 1 revolution, we apply X revolution in counterclockwise direction. So the arm is fixed. So we have NB as 0, N1 as plus X, and N2 will be minus X into T1 by T2. This is what we have seen in this lecture previously. Now to all these elements we add Y. So now arm B will rotate about O1 with Y. Then N1 will rotate about O1 first with its own speed, that is X, and also the speed of the system, it will become X plus Y. Gear 2 will rotate about O2 with minus X into T1 by T2, but it will rotate about O1 with plus Y. So it will be Y minus X into T1 by T2. That will be the revolution of gear 2 about the center O1. And again, this will be positive because it will be rotating in counterclockwise direction. So friends, that's all was there in this lecture about the tabulation method to determine the velocity in epicyclic gear train. So friends, if you have liked the explanation, please like and share this video. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. The links are in the description below. So friends, thank you very much.